It's a Week 14 matchup that should be a good one between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Arizona Cardinals. Three-quarters of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. First play from scrimmage. Here's Murray. And he finds his tight end. It's Ertz. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. This defense for the Bengals, they were very strong last week in that win over Cleveland.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defense coordinator about their performance last week, because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. And the Bengals are going to take possession of the football. It's no secret he's had trouble this year with interceptions, and this is a bad start for him. First drive, throwing another pick.
No matter who's broadcasting his game, that's how the conversation begins. Throwing too many interceptions, can he take care of the football? If I were his backup, I'd be edging towards the coaches and saying, hey, how about giving me an opportunity?
And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
11.
Mixon with a first down carry. Now he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Back to Mixon on second down. And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Here we go.
The Cards going nickel. An extra defensive back out there now on third down. Burrow will throw. That is caught at the 7-yard line. Touchdown! T. Higgins, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bengals take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. And his kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving. Well, from an offensive perspective, that was a tough run because he only picked up 3 yards. Well, let's flip it over to the defensive side. They now have the advantage. 3 3-yard gains, that means they're punting the ball likely on 4th down. That's what you're looking for when you're playing defense. They'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, forced the incompletion. That'll allow him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely, frees up your guys elsewhere. Murray now. And this is going to be incomplete.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things. Get back to what works.
We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Bengals take over 1st and 10.
Here we go.
The Bengals drive about to get going. Now they are back to 500 now. The win last week, their 3rd in a row. And the question, is this run coming too late to make a difference in the playoff race?
Great question. They definitely still have some work to do, but I think a lot of folks were writing this team off about 3 weeks ago, even some of their own fans. So I suggest you put some extra shocks on the old bandwagon because this team has rebounded.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
11 empty.
Again, it's Mixon. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom, quick, and what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. On 3rd down, Burrow. And the catch made. It's Tyler Boyd. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A 1st down and then some. Give him 29 yards.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Burrow going to fake to Mixon and now look to throw. On the move to his left. Throwing left side, it's complete. And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
But give them credit for a good read right there because they read the man coverage on the right side and sent the tight end a few steps down the field and then angled him to the left on a crossing route. And he was able to get enough separation on this play to turn it into a nice game.
He's going to get 4 out of this as he's down to the 10-yard line.
But that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they showed passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
To throw on 2nd and 6, Burrow. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Jalen Thompson picks it, and the Cardinals are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line. Charles, one thing that he referenced to us yesterday was his confidence fitting the ball into any window, but obviously that window was a little too tight, and it was closing in a hurry.
And he was talking to us about having anticipation in making those types of throws. Down near the goal line, I don't think you can anticipate it as much as you need to see it open. You've got to be precise with your throws down here in the red zone. That one goes into double coverage, and he gets picked off.
Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
To throw is Murray. Going deep for Hopkins. And that is incomplete.
Well, based on what we've seen so far, I don't think you can even call this an off day anymore, partner, because this group we're watching, they are totally out of rhythm, trying to get their game plan up and running. That 0 on the scoreboard is glaring down at them with every incompletion.
This is taken at the 18. A big boot that time. 57 yards the official distance. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10.
Here we go.
The Bengals drive about to get going. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Now it's Burrow. Over the middle, Amari Cooper. It's complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down.
Here we go.
6-0 our score after one.
Let's get set. 12, 12, 12. 12, 12, 12.
Burrow going to give this to Mixon. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
They suspected that it was a power play up the middle coming out. And boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
11 MT, 11 MT.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Burrow. This goes out wide for Mixon. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
Gun, gun. Shot. 11 Thomas. 42. Shot.
Burrow on play action. Open man, it's complete to Higgins. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Only the 2 catches for him thus far, CD, but both of them have resulted in touchdowns.
And I think he's on the bench right now, Brandon, smiling at his position coach and telling him, all those times you talked to us about efficiency, I'm living it right now.
This time, the extra point up and good. And the lead now stands at 13. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And they came into play here off 2 straight victories. They're back to 500 on the year. But, Charles, is this little mini run coming too late to salvage their season?
Well, they definitely dug themselves a hole that leaves them needing to play almost perfect football from here on out. But I do believe they think that they've got this thing turned around, and they are capable of doing exactly that.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Murray going to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Murray now to throw. Catch is made by Marquise Brown. And he is going to have a Cardinals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. On play action, it's Murray. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line. The Cardinals at 500 at 6-6. And they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
2 yards, good enough for a first.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive they went 3 and out.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From the gun, Murray. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And the Bengals are going to get the football here at their own 23.
When you're in man coverage, you have help over the top. You become a much more confident defender. Trail the receiver and know that someone over the top can make a play. And that's exactly what happened here. The free safety coming up with the interception.
And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 8 on the screen, and it sets up a 3rd down.
With all the success they've had throwing the football as a pass rusher, you know you've got to come hard when you see him drop back to throw. So I really like this call to counteract that pass rush with a screen. It turns into positive yardage. A lot of times the offense says, just replace the rusher with the ball, and it turns into a good play.
12.
On 3rd and 1, Burrow. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
That might be the 3rd down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble.
I know there's no magnet in the ball, but sometimes for the punt returner, after such a scramble, it sort of feels that way, doesn't it? He has it, he loses it, somehow the ball finds its way back to him.
Atone for his sin, and you know he's taking a deep sigh of relief right now. Quick slant to Brown. And that's good for a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down. Was that a design pass, or what was that?
It was built into the play call. He had the opportunity to either hand it inside, keep it himself to run it, or do what he just did. Throw that pass inside, hitting a receiver on the run.
4 yards remain for 2nd down. Now Murray. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And they went the wrong way there, losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. So they'll wind up losing 5 yards on the play, and that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9. Here's Murray. He'll get this complete to Rondale Moore. Touchdown, Cardinals! Rondale Moore, 57 yards. And the Cardinals are back within a score. Maybe that is the boost that this offense needed.
They've done nothing the entire half, but out of the blue comes this big shot here. You're exactly right. Like a dunk in basketball, like a home run in baseball, maybe a solo shot. Sometimes you need that big play to get things ignited.
So here comes the kickoff, and what now is just a 1-score, 6-point game. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. The Bengals drive about to get going. There was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Isaiah Simmons picking it off. And they will score. It's a pick 6 for the Cardinals touchdown. Charles, you can just see the frustration on the sideline. Safe to say that's not how they expected this series to go. The ball only went one way, and it was backward into their own end zone, courtesy of the pick 6.
And, Brandon, how often do we hear offenses tell us before a game they want to end every series with a kick, right? A punt, a PAT, or a field goal. In the case of the defense, they want to end with a punt or a takeaway. And we saw the takeaway right there, and it turned out to be a takeaway that turned into 6 points.
This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
Ready?
The Bengals drive about to get going. We've got a little more than a minute to go. I think the offense is saying, hey, all we need here, a field goal, and we can take the lead into intermission.
Well, I think that's what the goal should be. Give your kicker a chance to give you those 3 points. But in the meantime, if someone falls asleep on the defensive side, he might take advantage of that and get a big shot downfield, too.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
11.
Here's Burrow. Wide open receiver complete. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. They'll get 14 on that one. Good for a Bengal first down.
11 MT, 11 MT. God. 11 MT, 11 MT. God.
Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Steps away to his left. And just not enough on the throw there. Down around his feet and incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try to pick up another first down.
To the air again, Burrow. And now Burrow going to be intercepted yet again. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
That's a pretty play there. Got in at the last second, helped force the ball free, and kept them out of the end zone.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Here's Murray as he sets to throw it. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Dexton Hill picks it off. And the Bengals are going to take possession here at their own 33. Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points. No matter what, at worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
Letting one fly deep for Cooper. And it's knocked away and incomplete. So a very tight first half. We had to break in a 1-point game. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. The Bucs set to get the football first, and they trail here as we get started in the 2nd half. This fielded right at the goal line. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Bengals drive about to get going. This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the 3rd quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, you know, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game, and to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try to cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
2nd and 5 now. Burrow. They'll set up the screen here to mix him. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. A good job defensively to hold that to 4 yards, and now it's 3rd down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
3rd and inches, and they've got some extra beef up front. 3 tight ends. Now it's Burrow. He'll find his tight end here, Asiasi, finding room at midfield. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. It'll go as a gain of 33, and that play started back at their own 33.
With that down and distance, no real surprise they decided to throw the ball. But I think where the surprise kicked in,
Here we go.
the result.
12.
Short pass downfield, That ball got taken for a nice journey to turn into a big play.
Inside handoff to Mixon. Tackle there by Rashard Lawrence.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime Minks had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Here we go. You pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secure before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Cardinals 19.
On, ready? 11 mighty, 11 mighty, 11 mighty, 11 mighty. 11 MT, 11 MT. Stop.
Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
And those two just have been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect him to have more completions to him in this game.
On second down, here's Mixon. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives them a first and goal.
Here we go, here we go. 11, 11, 11, 11. Stop.
Burrow will throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, Brandon, we see why it's a team game there because there's a sigh of relief that they just released defensively. If he's able to get that one away, that's likely a touchdown. But instead, that pressure from the front got to him and forced the incompletion.
You're right. He had him open just a split second too late on the release.
11, 11, 11.
Mixing up the middle. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop it right around the 1. A nice run there as he picks up 6. It's going to be third and goal now.
11, 11, 11, 11. 12, 12, 12. Stop.
Mixon again. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Joe Mixon with now 15 rushing touchdowns on the year. And the Bengals have retaken a third-quarter lead. So the rushing touchdowns continue to stack up, CD. That now 15 for him on the year.
And give him a ton of credit for staying healthy, being a smart runner, and it's showing just how important he's been to his team. He's got to be their MVP at this point in the season. And those votes may have been turned into league MVP votes when it's all said and done.
The Burrow's going to look to throw for it. And that is caught for the 2 points. And around the goal line, especially on two-point tries, sometimes the QB's best friend is that big target, the tight end.
I love how you described it because you know he's going to have some length and some catch radius as well as a big body to keep people away from the football.
And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. They'll start this drive out on the ground. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
A nice chop play from the tight end position, and it illustrates the cohesiveness that he and his quarterback have. Both saw the extra defender doubling him up, and they still combined for the completion and big gain.
And a good run here as he'll rumble all the way down to the 40-yard line. Well, I tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react, even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL. they're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And now off to the races down the right side. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 for a Bengals TD. Well, Charles, just some visibly frustrated players and coaches on that sideline right now because those halftime adjustments didn't work. The turnover problems continuing here in the second half, and the defense now sitting pretty comfortably as a result of that pick 6.
Hey, that's a great observation too, Brandon, because they did make adjustments at halftime. But how about this other group staying a step ahead despite whatever happened in that other locker room? No surprise they're leading, and it's appropriate that those defenders got to add to the lead directly.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we're having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass, and if we kept having a rough patch, he said, but you got to do something to make it pass, and that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And now 3rd down and 6 to go.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
DeAndre Hopkins making the catch. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. He got 29 yards that time.
I don't care how many times we see it, I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. 1st down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
And a catch made by Hopkins. And he's got another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 21. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Go.
Play action. Now it's Murray. This will be caught by Brown. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
And we've got movement by one of the big boys up front for Arizona. Flag comes in. A false start penalty, and now they're back to needing 10 yards on 2nd down. Here's Murray. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
We've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
Now Murray's got to have this one. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with the football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. The Cardinals unable to convert there on 4th down.
Here we go.
And the Bengals will get the football back. The Bengals drive about to get going. Big stop on the turnover on downs to get the football back, and now it's just all about salting this one away.
Yeah, just slowly bleed the clock away. Clock's definitely on your side. And, you know, when we talk about analytics in the game, what is this one? The advanced win metrics? Because if you take care of the football here, bleed the clock down, were they about 95% chance?
Oh, yeah, I'd say 95 or better. And I know you always say it, every coach does. It's just protecting the football at this point.
And knowing that the defensive guys, they're coming after the ball more than they are the person. They want to knock it free.
53 yards on the ground for him now as he's done that on 15 carries.
11.
Throwing now, Burrow on first down. And that's going to be incomplete.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
11.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. A handoff to Mixon. And he'll be pretty well stopped in his tracks. Give him a yard up to the 42.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them.
And Burrow going to be hit and taken down. They got him. And now that brings up 4th down there, a loss of 6 yards on the sack. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And the punt will kick out of bounds, and it'll be spotted inside the 30-yard line. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
Tough series for the passing game. Things just aren't clicking. Hoping they can come through on this play and get this series back on track with a completion for enough yardage for a first down.
He's got him in. Complete. A big one there on 3rd down. They hit for 30 yards. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. To throw, it's Murray. This will be caught once again by Brown. And he got blown up, losing yardage on the play back at the 44. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
It looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackle him for a loss.
Now Murray again. This is caught. It's Brown. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 22-yard line. Murray now. And this one too low.
They had their backs up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
Back to the air on 2nd down, it's Murray. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. Well, that last sack puts Murray and the Cards in a tough spot, 3rd and long. They'll drop to throw. Zach Ertz has it complete. And they will get him down, but not before he gets very good yardage there, as that will lead us right into the 2-minute warning. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Throwing now is Murray. Touchdown, Cardinals. DeAndre Hopkins from 6 yards away. And the Cardinals have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Important extra point up and through. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. The Cardinals set now to kick this one away and off off we go. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. The Bengals drive about to get going. And this game not quite over yet. We'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a first down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
Another yard would probably put this thing in the books. It's 2nd and 1.
Go.
Once again, they run with Mixon. And some space here. And he will take this all the way down to the Cardinals' 26. 104 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Here's a give to Mixon. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18. It's 1st and goal and a late touchdown at this stage. Could officially salt this one away.
11 coming.
They'll give it to Mixon. A nice display of power, but it only takes him to the 7. He's dropped there. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal.
All of a sudden, those lanes that were there earlier in the drive dry up near the goal line. That's a good job defensively to diagnose the run and stop it for a very short pickup.
Now Joe Mixon. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness, think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
So this one in the win column now for the Cincinnati Bengals, and they were really helped by their defense, forcing 3 turnovers.
I think what we saw in this one, today's defense. And what I mean by that is in the old days, pitching shutouts was big time. That was paramount. But the big thing was holding people down, holding down their yardage, right? Don't let them throw the ball through the air and gain a lot of... But now, it's about taking the ball away. Taking away possessions, getting the ball back for their offense. They had 3 takeaways in this one, and it led them to victory.
So for the Bengals, they move back over 500 at 7-6.